I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
Sam Healy, what's up, folks?
That was cool.
Slight delay there.
When I was talking, I was like, oh.
It's Wednesday. It's time for Crowd Surfing, where we talk about Kickstarter, which is slowly becoming like, you know, I put the news together every week, and I do the news, and then there's the Kickstarter news, and it's about 50-50 at this point. And even regular news is sometimes a Kickstarter is coming, but there's certainly a lot of it to talk about. Although I feel like, before we jump into this, that we're in the Kickstarter doldrums right now. There's some good projects, but there's not a ton of them.
Well, there's not a ton of them closing in the next 14 days, let's say, because that is one of the things we utilize in order to take a look at our lists here.
Right, because we're in 2 weeks from today. We're going to do another Crowd Surfing, so that's when we talk about those projects.
Right.
It's just a way that we keep that rotating. If you're watching this, we're doing it live, of course, so we might take your comments if you're talking about what we're talking about. Also,
you might not be.
Well, I mean, it's not time to ask questions about other stuff. Like, hey, have you reviewed that game yet? Well, anyhow, the Jack Bass Memorial Fund auction is live right now. Really great stuff. 19 pages of terrific items that you can bid on. You can add your own stuff. And Dice Tower Retreat's open. You can sign up for that at dicetowerretreat.com. However, we're here to talk about Kickstarter projects. There is several to take a look at. Let's get started. Woo! I was very excited for a moment there. See myself twice. All right, so the first thing we're taking a look at is Copenhagen. This is from Queen Games, and this is, again, with Queen Games, you can back or not back. It will be available widely elsewhere.
That's likely true. Yeah.
Only 4 hours to go, so you better be watching this one live if this one's worth it. It looks like every other Queen game. It looks like Tetris.
It doesn't.
No, Queen Games have a
yeah.
look. If you show me that picture, I would guess Queen Games, I think.
Yeah, but
They
they've
have
also done stuff like Knights Templar and stuff like that that doesn't look anything like that.
They have a palette. How about that?
Yeah,
the
okay.
color palette, yeah, they do.
I could always guess their covers for sure.
Well, yeah,
That's
it
true.
has that big old Queen Games logo.
Without the Queen Games logo thing in it. Tetris is in now, for sure. There's lots of games with these Tetris pieces.
This kind of makes me think of New York 1901.
Who's the designer of this one? Does it say? Blah, 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 blah. Well, there's the cover. Daniel Skjold Peterson and Asker Harding Granford. I don't know those names off the top of my head.
Me neither.
20 to 40 minutes. Queen often does best with their shorter games, I feel. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to this one as much as I look forward to any Queen game.
Yeah. No, I looked at it. I like those kinds of games where you're trying to build up. And it also had that thing where you cover up certain places. It gives you bonuses for later on in the game. So I like that mechanic too. So, yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, the theme on the one hand is pushing me away, you know,
Right.
because it just seems kind of bland.
Right.
But nothing about this game other than that is making me go, nope, not for me, not for me. I could see myself liking this, you know. There's a lot of these tile-laying, pentagonal sort of shape, putting together things that I like, so.
It's another dot for the... There's a guy on the internet I found that made a website where he's putting all the games of the world and the dots and where they're located and things. Copenhagen, now off your list.
Wow.
Gets the dot.
Somebody said Dave Luza did not enjoy that game very much.
Oh.
So.
All right, Fuzzy Mage Fight. This is from Shadow Squirrel Games, and they made something called Wanted Earth, and that's about it. But this one has made 60,000, and their initial goal was 5,000. So there's that. This seems like the kind of game that Z would just turn away from almost instantly.
Why?
Artwork is amazing.
Oh, the artwork.
The artwork is
Chibi
amazing.
animals. I mean, you have to like chibi animals.
No, but the
I
artwork is
do.
amazing, but the graphic design of the cards is off-putting at best.
They have an essence form and a fuzzy form. It's really leaning hard into that whole we're cute.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
really leaning into that.
I think maybe too much, But
I mean, like that art
That
isn't
artwork-
bad, but the hands are creepy.
I think that artwork is really, really good. And again, if you like that aesthetic, you'll like the way the game looks. I just don't know. Those kinds of games
There
tend
you
to
go.
be
Yes.
goofy, take that.
Hit or miss
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're coasting hard on our look here.
on our artwork, yeah. And that's where I kind of ended up. I looked at all the cards. I was, the artwork is amazing. Those potions and books and stuff like that, it looks great. But I have to wait until I play it to see if I'm going to truly like it. This is not a game that I would back.
It's cheap though.
Right, it's not a game I would back personally, but it is a game I want to play. How about that?
Yeah, I want
know
to see
what I
if I
mean?
like it, right.
There are games on that will come through here that have in the past, and I just don't want to play them at all. This, I want to play it. I like the look, and it might be a good game in there. Who knows? Maybe not, but it might be.
All right, next, Thru Games. This is Joel Eddy. Thought we'd mention it. Joel Eddy does a lot of reviews, so he's just raising money. Mostly just straight up, this is one of those, there's different kinds of these backing Kickstarters for podcasts and such. Some are like back us, and there's a bunch of rewards.
Yep.
Some are back us because you like us, and that's what this one is.
Yeah.
But there are some rewards, but not a whole lot.
Sure. Well, I mean, a lot of the rewards are like things that he'll do, not like promos and stuff.
Yeah, he does have promos, though, if you scroll down.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Are they good? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, but these are promos that already, I think they exist from previous ones.
Oh, okay.
At least the top two did. But again, that's not bad. And he's going to do a series of painting videos, which I heard.
He is an amazing painter.
There you go.
He is an amazing
Really?
painter, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sam's
Very
word
good.
holds weight with us because we're both like, name 5 amazing painters. Go.
5 amazing painters? Da Vinci.
I knew that. I knew that's where he would go. Rembrandt. Just remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Monet.
Turtles, and you got 4.
Good old Leo.
All right, Elder Dice, The Colors Out of Space. So Dice, Dice is always going to end up on
I know it.
my overviews. These are
look
okay.
Cool. These look kind of cool.
The first ones here, the purple ones look difficult to
I think
read a little bit.
Yeah.
I think with this, you're buying the case more than you are the dice.
Almost, right?
I mean, that's what those are. They each come with their
They are.
own individual case.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, but I mean, you could get those, very, very, very close to those same kinds of dice, just without the one side that has their specific little thing on it. So you're really...
I do have to say some of them are hard to read. Those greens are
They're
hard to read.
very hard to read. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Though, how much is like a single set anyway? One set is 19 for a single set of polyhedral dice. How much you normally pay? $10 for a set, or $15? It's not. Oh, if you get the
But
box
you
though.
also get the Doom Edition D20 coin.
Oh.
If you
I do like these are similar to those coins that Justin used with us. I like those.
Yeah.
All right, off of dice. Throw Burrito,
Go back to the dice.
$2 million.
and moving.
Just went up.
Currently moving.
All right, well, that's because this is made by the people who made Exploding Kittens, which is based on a very popular comic, The Oatmeal. And this is, you are literally throwing a burrito at people.
An inflatable burrito.
There's
No,
always.
I don't think it's
Oh, maybe not inflatable.
No,
Maybe
no.
it's like
foam
a
stuff.
foamy
Yeah,
burrito.
slow rise foam stuff. Yeah.
The thing
Delicious.
is that
I
this-
like all my meals from Mexico to be slow rise.
That's gross.
They are. They definitely are slow exit.
So, burritos are definitely one of the memes that go around. Like burrito, it's cool to like burritos at this point in time. So there's that.
I like burritos too.
No, but you
Meal
know what I
in a
mean.
tube.
You know what I mean. It's just and then
Yeah.
and everything here is like rhyming.
Meow cow.
Licky chicky.
Licky chicky.
Lager.
Golf sloth.
Logger dogger.
I like the barky sharky myself. I saw this some time ago already. And yeah, those are cute, but the game is just some really, really basic take that game. A lot like the previous game. Actually, the previous game was Bears versus Babies or whatever that one. But I haven't seen that even in person, I think. But Exploding Kittens. This seems like a very similar idea. Now, don't get me wrong. They put a lot of work into it. It looks like if you go farther down, they show you like previous versions of the game and stuff. They've been working on it for a while.
And they also have like this extreme going pro.
Yeah, they give you a bunch of burritos.
This
so
is not a game, Cheryl. This is serious.
protective goggles.
It comes with the massive burritos, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to buy the Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's move on. All right, Roland Wright. Now, this is an interesting one because this Kickstarter was announced.
Well, this game was announced 2 years ago at least.
It's been a while. So this is from Chris Handy from Perplex. I'm actually mind-boggled that this is as low as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chris Handy, his previous projects were the Pack of Games, which did, the first one did well, the second one did extremely well.
Yeah.
Makes those little games, you like a good chunk of those games.
Yeah, they're very clever. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but Chris Handy is able to come up with a lot of clever ideas. He's just an idea machine, you know, for these packs of games.
Creepy.
He had a lot of, you know, they're all clever and they all fit in like a pack the size of a pack of gum, you know.
Well, maybe this is, it's not doing as well as those other projects because it's kind of a step away from his bread and butter.
Well, I also think when he did those Pack of Games, he's the only guy doing those.
Yeah.
For Roland Wright games, there
little-
is a lot of competition.
He's a little bit behind the curve.
Yep,
This is also
for sure.
only one game, as far as I can tell.
Sure, it is
it's,
one
It's
game.
the first in a series, from what I understand, and it doesn't look that amazing. It looks okay.
I do like the little thimble eraser. The thimble eraser. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Up. Up.
I am moving up.
Oh, you are? Okay, there it is. Thimble eraser.
Thimble Racer.
A zinc alloy eraser for your finger because it's a dry erase marker. That's pretty cool.
Okay. I wonder if you can
Gimmicky.
get just that.
Gimmicky,
I'm
but
all for gimmicks.
cool.
All right. I thought this might be your pick of the week. It was not. All right.
It was not. You know what I didn't like about it? I like his stuff a lot. I like Roland Wright's. There's a lot of Roland Wright and erase and rewrite and erase and rewrite in this one.
Really?
It's a
you
new
have
category.
colors.
Roll and write
Yeah.
and erase.
There's colors, and so you circle something in, and then you can also erase an old one to trigger a bonus.
Oh, okay.
So there's going to be a lot of. I like to fill the sheet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like At that point, it's really just a tile laying game.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. It looks
Every-
neat, but
Every time I hear this guy's name, I think of that old SNL skit.
Roland Wright.
No, Chris Handy.
Oh, that's Jack Handy.
Oh yeah,
But
Jack
yes,
Handy.
Deep Thoughts with Jack
Deep
Handy.
Thoughts with Jack Handy.
All right, Thrive. I saw this game in person
What?
at Gamma. No, I
Well,
walked
you
by.
don't tell nobody, man.
Yeah,
This is
The
your pick
cover-
of the week.
What?
I'm pretty sure it is. That's my guess.
Why?
Because it's an abstract strategy game.
It is. You're right. Oh, snap. Bam, son, put it up.
okay. The problem is that
Looks good.
the game looks good. The pieces look a little prototypey, I guess is the best word
This
for
is a
them.
prototype.
It looks like leftover stuff from the game of life.
Yeah, well, it
Well,
appeals to the masses.
From what I can tell, is that you put these pieces down. You put pegs in the pieces, which will change how the pieces
How
can
they move. Yeah.
Correct.
That's a cool idea.
No, it is,
I like
yeah.
it a lot. Someone had actually emailed me and said, "You need to talk about this." I was like, "Oh," and I just showed up.
I mean, look, it's been done. I used to have abstracts like this. I've seen at least one. I forget what it was called, but there was one abstract, Octo something,
Octo something.
in which you put arrows. It was a plastic piece with like 8, slots around it, and you'd stick an arrow, a plastic arrow in it, and you could move in that direction. Like, this isn't entirely new, but it's a cool concept, and the game looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, wherever you put the peg, you can now get to that spot. Yeah, it looks
Lotus
neat to me.
flowers.
Boom! You're
Look
out
at that.
of
You
my
got shoved,
face!
and then you got tossed aside.
into the ocean.
Oh man, that's what I talk. That's what I call aggression right there.
Okay, despite all that, I would play this. It does look really interesting.
It's my pick. It looks.
It looks
neat
like
to
it's
me.
in that Duke Onitama category.
Exactly.
All right.
That's it.
Next, we have
This is Sam's pick.
No.
the kindness dice.
Are you
I'm
against
sorry,
kindness?
I had to put these in
No.
here. This
Look, if at first you don't succeed,
breathe.
breathe.
Um,
Are those the only two sides that have writing, and
That's
the rest
what I
of
was
the
trying
traces?
to find out.
I think it's
And
because
on
they're the ones.
6th. No, it's on the 6th side, not.
No, the art's in place of the 1 instead of the 6. Oh wait,
No, it is not. It is in the 6 because who wants to have their logo on the crappy one? He actually says it that way.
That's actually not true. I have a ton of these special dice. I collect them, and quite often the special side is in place of the 6. I would say it's in place of the 6 as often as it's in place of the 1.
Yeah.
Next time I do it, I'm putting mine in place of the 3.
I'm pretty sure
I've
ours is
seen
in
both.
the 6.
I've seen in
Yeah,
place
I
of
don't
the
know what
1
he's
in place
talking.
of the 6.
He's like, you want to see your awesome art show when people roll 6s, not when they roll 1s? I said, what?
It's a,
Especially. All right.
maybe he hasn't seen them.
No, these are in the 1 phase. It's confusing. He keeps going
So I'm
first.
making these dice gorgeous and reassuring.
But
Guys, look, just if at first you don't succeed in reading this, read it again.
no, here's the thing though. If you only roll 1,
It
nothing.
just says like 5 and breathe.
or if at first you don't succeed, 4.
Why does he?
That's only if you roll double 1s. Does this work?
know.
Why does he make that big huge argument about people,
I don't know.
and then he decides to put it on the 1?
Also, I don't know about gorgeously produced.
Boom.
They look okay.
I don't
You know
know.
what I mean?
It's weird though. He's getting them from Chessex.
Which are not cheap.
But they just look okay, though.
All right.
I don't know. I'm not
Sorry,
feeling
they're
it.
dice, so dice always show up in my thing. All right, Mothership.
This looks like a
Tabletop
big old-
space combat game, 2nd edition. It used to be that these games were very rare. Now I think there's 4 of them on Kickstarter at this point in time. We're talking
Yeah.
about 2 today. You might be like, where are the other ones? That's next show. Okay. But Mothership here, I don't know. Looks okay.
Looked kind of.
There's a lot of pieces, and it looks like it might be more
you guys like
complicated.
this stuff. I love
look-
space. There's not this much of it.
No, I do as well. But this just looked
Does it look different than other games in this genre?
no.
That's
and
the
it
thing.
looked chaotic on the board.
Like too busy?
Well,
Try to move that
just,
stuff around those asteroids. You're going to end up bumping pieces, right?
Yeah.
That looks too chaotic to me. I would rather not have that extra level of, I guess it's terrain or obstacles or whatever it might be.
Wait, but it has expansions, though. I'm backing this.
No, you're not.
Look, go back. That's another expansion. Call of the Void. I'm backing it. What if I miss out and can never get it later?
There was a Call of the Void trailer.
He's trolling.
Roy, did you back it?
Of course not.
No. Okay. All right. I mean, it has some cool looking pieces and stuff, but it looks, compared to every other science game out there, I wouldn't be able to tell this one. Like, what's the defining thing to this one?
Sci-fi game out there, yeah.
Yeah, sci-fi game. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Root, the Underworld expansion. All right, this is an expansion for Root, which is making in the millions. This is my pick of the
Where
week.
the roots actually are.
Yeah, that's interesting. So this adds more
The
stuff.
underworld, whatever expansion. Got it.
So there's a couple more packs in here. Again, you can use these to get the whole thing, right? Hey, I want everything in here. It looks like it adds another board here, some new factions. This is kind of weird. I'm actually not as excited about the new factions. I'm sure the new factions are cool. It's just that the game is already so cool, asymmetrical. There's already an expansion that adds 2 more
there
factions.
is?
Sure, so there's already 6 factions that you can mess with. But I'm also interested in like the upgraded pieces. Like in the game now, you can pick a vagabond, and you have different vagabonds, and now you can play with these different vagabonds rather than use the same piece for all of them.
Those are all vagabonds?
Yeah. Or this resin clearing markers. That's cool. I like stuff like that.
Wow.
So I just want
I've
to get
never
this to
played
upgrade
Root yet.
stuff.
Unfortunately, it's one of those games I've yet to play.
Oh, and also the playmats. Neoprene playmats. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. So it's kind of weird. The actual expansion itself, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm more excited about the extra stuff that's in here.
All right, so let's say I haven't played Root yet. I want to jump in on Root. I want to root it up. How much? I've got to get the base game and the expansion and some of those cool bits.
All right, let's see. Up here.
How much money they want?
It's $50 for just the expansion stuff.
Okay, but I don't own the base game or anything else.
If you want everything,
I
all
think
in
I
150.
want, I'm going to get the game, and I guess I want the new expansion and some of the figures. Those are add-ons, though, right?
150.
I don't think you can get like the original game and just the new expansion. You have to. It looks like you can only get the Riverfolk
All
expansion
in.
also.
Okay, so how much is that?
150 for everything.
And then I also have to add on the $20 for the meeples. I might not back this.
Yeah, well, about 15,000 people did, so I don't think they're going to notice you not. Root's just really taken off, and so the expansion.
A lot of people like it. I'm backing it.
Save it for a bit. All right, Key Market 2. Here's the thing: it's not really a sequel. You just have to call it 2 if you've already done a first one. That's
Correct,
kind of a
right.
rule
You
of
can't
Kickstarter.
name
It doesn't say
it.
Key Market 2 on the cover.
Right.
It's just Key Market again. 1,000 reprint requests. How do you keep track of that?
It's this thing
Email.
called
They're like
addresses,
emails.
I guess.
Well, I guess a lot of
I don't
people
know.
wanted it. So
They
Key
archive
Market,
that for you.
Key Market's
Is
actually
it making a lot of money? Then
it's doing okay. 90.
yeah,
I should say.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, though, this is close to my least favorite, I think, of all the
Of
Key
the Breeze games, really?
Yeah, it's okay. Although this looks a lot
When are they
different
going to
than Key
bring back
Market.
Cathedral? Is that still out of print?
That's the one I want. We'll talk about that if it brings it. All right, let's go to the next one. Silver River. Now this one we played live on here. We've talked a lot about it. So again, this one is one that we can talk about because we played it. And I guess if I looked at this one, like, is there a map of the whole game? This one also could come across looking generic, I think, just from a glance. Except there's those space monster miniatures with a giant head. But it plays more like a Euro, I think, than a attack thing. They're still attacking and stuff like that. I really liked it. I'm glad it funded. I'm looking forward to seeing the final product for this one.
It's my pick of the week.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is, because I didn't really have anything else that was. And it's not that I defaulted to this. It's just that we have talked about it so much. I was leery to pick it as my pick of the week, but I couldn't not do it and pick something that was really not my pick of the week for my pick of the week.
So we did a sponsored playthrough for Silver River, and they've done some contests and stuff on our show. So that stuff exists, but we're always very straight with you guys. I really like this game, despite all that. I was very impressed with it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and I really look forward to playing it again because I couldn't believe how fast it played for what we did.
Yeah.
I would gladly do that again.
Definitely is a 4X game that you play in less than 2 hours.
Oh, that board looks like TI4 with just a glance.
No, it does.
But it's space, I guess.
It's not going to be modular on the production though. I don't think.
Okay. All right, Taco Fight. We already had burritos. It's time for tacos.
Taco Fight the sequel.
I probably want to mention this one, but it did raise $22,000. These guys made the island of El Dorado. I don't know if you've seen that game, but that one did it. That one did extremely well.
What is it? Click it. Let me see that.
By the way, this is made from El Dorado Games. They didn't listen to my rule
No,
about naming
that
your
rule
company.
they did not follow. I don't know this game.
This one
That
made.
box is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool looking game too. I haven't played this one. I don't think we've gotten it. It just looks really neat.
Okay.
It has like a narrative. It looks kind of like.
That looks cool. Yeah, I don't know anything about this one. This totally got by me.
But it's a very different game than Taco Fight.
Taco Fight is
I
the
don't know.
follow-up to El Dorado.
Come on, a minute. You would be interested in playing it just because it's called Taco Fight.
Not necessarily. No.
But look how fast those cards are moving.
It's a speed game.
Oh, you're right. It is fully cooperative real-time frenzy. Never mind. I'm into it. You have 30 seconds to survive each wave without going into a food coma. Here comes the tacos! I got it. All right.
Next
are we ready?
wave of tacos approaching.
And we'll drink. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Oh my goodness! It's a 6-minute game because it's real time. I have a bias against that, so I'm out. But it looks well done. I like the look. It's pretty. You know, they have a concept they're running with it. I just don't like real time games.
No.
All right. CharCon 2019, the West Virginia Gaming Con. We know some of the people who work with this con. I always like to point out convention Kickstarters. And if you're in this area, hey, man, West Virginia, go play games. There's not a whole lot I can say much more about it. I have not been there myself. But if you want to play games, let's see if we recognize anyone in the pictures. I don't know.
That's Ghostbusters.
Well, that's Steve right there.
Steve who?
I'm kidding.
Oh. You're such a jerk.
Trolling.
Those guys are surprised.
Statler and Walder. All right. Anyhow, that's a
nice
That's a really
looking
cool place
spot.
to have it, though, right?
What is it called? The City
The
Center?
Clay Center.
Oh, the Clay Center. Sorry.
Yeah,
That looks
that's
really nice.
That's a neat place to have one, right?
Where is
Yeah.
this? West Virginia?
Yeah, maybe we could get the Coral
Mountain
Castle to
Mama.
host a gaming convention.
Take me home.
This looks
Alright.
neat. Yeah, that's
cool
I
artwork,
like
by
their
the way.
logo a lot, actually.
What's the logo look like?
It's like that
Oh, it
kind of
looks-
post-apocalyptic.
Oh, that's
you
the
know,
theme for this year. Is what they said.
Yeah. Okay. They did a good job with it. I like it.
All right. Cuttlefish Colors, a hobby paint line. It's hard to break into the paint business. That's one of the most very competitive.
Well, there's a
what are
few
There's like 3 or
top of the
4
line, you know.
top of the line. There's Warhammer. What's their paint? Citadel paints. Then there's what are the ones that you got,
Army
Roy?
Painter,
Army Painter.
and then what?
Filet mignon, he said.
Yeah, Vallejo. Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of them actually. So this guy is
Yeah,
taking
this
a
is
risk.
Cuttlefish, baby.
Oh, I mean he
What does that even
funded.
mean?
Like how does
Cuttlefish Colors. It'll mess you up.
the problem I have the actual design of the paints themselves looks generic. I'm just saying the labeling and the white lids and all. I get it. That's how this stuff looks.
It's cheaper. If it's cheaper, who cares? Because all you're buying is what's in them, you know.
Well, that's what he says here. These are not. So you can get the $25. You get 8 bottles. I don't know how good that is. Is that
$25 for 8
that
pots?
seems expensive, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it seems cheap, right?
What if I want? What if I want everything? How much is that going to cost?
That's
What if I want
$260. All right.
That's
That's how
seven-
much it normally costs to buy the big
8
expensive ones, right?
bottles. 8 bottles. How much? 24? That's almost. That's a little less than $4 a pot.
Oh, that's actually not that expensive. Paint's expensive.
No, it is.
It's
Yeah.
about the same as everything else? Okay, well. How much backing is there for this?
It's 20,000
How much is there
or
now?
17,000, and they need 3.
Oh, man, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not
That's
a ton
cool,
of backers.
you know,
I
that's
don't know. I
cool.
just
I mean,
look
it's
at
like,
it.
this is the kind of thing that
I mean, I just don't.
If it's your hobby,
I guess I would want to know what makes them different than everybody else.
I think the
Well, I
the
think they actually have a whole
colors-
section here about
No,
that.
not necessarily.
They say down here, I think it's up at the top. I think that's the only thing. Basically, it says why use their colors.
because it's made with real
Basically, they
cuttlefish.
say it's cheaper.
We've tried every other hobby paint out there, always looking for that perfect color. So just color very greatly.
It says it gives you a smooth, thin coat, good coverage, and blends fantastically with other colors in line, as well as other hobby paints. So this works with other people. It's like the fake Legos. They work with other building blocks.
Well,
I don't
all
know.
paints work with other paint if it's like the same kind of paint. What is that about?
I don't know. I'm not a painter. All right, freedom.
Listen, I have bones I must pick about something I don't know anything about.
Freedom
Reaper
from
bones.
Phalanx. Phalanx makes mostly war games. You can see they redid Hannibal.
And his car.
They also did the U-Boot game, which at some point we'll play. This looks like this reminds me of like an Academy game.
Yeah, it does.
So
That's
But it
exactly
looks like
what
to
I
me,
thought.
actually, that just that image looks like that Defend the Castle game from Ignacy Chevchenko. What is that
that is
called?
exactly what I thought when I saw it.
But that's exactly what this is. This is a siege game.
Well, it's not exactly what it
Well,
is.
no, it's the same kind of game as that Stronghold game.
The cards look cool.
where
The art looks great.
You're having to withstand. No, you're not withstanding. You are attacking.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like sieges. I think that's a cool thing. This is kind of weird that you get this miniature that, as far as I can tell,
It's a round marker.
is nothing. Right, it's just nothing.
This
but
is like
it's-
they say the suggested retail value of that thing is $80.
Well, it's a
No.
Yes.
Support now to get this figure and save off. They're telling you the game is going to cost $80. You're getting 30% off now.
Good.
All right. Well, all right. Next one is pronounce it for me, would you?
Potemkin?
Potemkin? Is this
Empire.
base? Okay. Well, this is
Potemkin's the last
This
name.
is
so-
constructing counterfeit cities, which, if I remember correctly, so Queen Victoria went, not Queen Victoria, Queen Catherine, I think, from Russia, went down the river,
Right.
and they built fake cities, and had people stand in
Fake
front of them,
Fronts, yes.
fake fronts, and had people stand in front and wave at her, and she was like, "Oh, the people are happy."
And the whole city is prosperous and whatever. Yes.
So I think that's it's Empress Catherine. Maybe I should have just read farther down here. So I like the idea of that. That's a cool theme, and that box cover where that thing's peeling off.
Yeah,
that's a
neat.
neat.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's a neat look to it. This one is one I thought about. I mean, as pick of the week, because it's from Indie Boards and Cards, and so they're Indie Game Studios. Sorry. Well, no, Indie Boards and
Still
Cards.
says
is
Indie Boards and Cards
Yeah.
on the cover, so I don't know. To me, it looks like I like that they picked a you know, the theme is still sort of like that, you know, nebulous area of that time period and setting where I'm like, yeah, whatever. But they pick something specific within it, like one real specific event.
But an interesting
That's
event.
cool, right? I like that. I like specificity when it comes to that. But on the flip side of that, it just also looks like some city building games, and I'm not a big city building guy. You guys know that.
I love city
You
building.
like that stuff a lot. I don't really.
Well, I'm
so,
hoping this one's really good, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it looks like it could be really great for anybody who's into that genre. Definitely give it a look.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Historical metal coins, second wave.
This was almost my pick of the week.
Really? You like coins that much, huh?
I do love me some coins.
These are expensive,
Which
though,
is
aren't they?
weird, though, because you usually don't like blinging out your games.
Except for coins.
Yeah, he does like
Yeah,
coins.
I know.
That's it. Everything
right, so
else I
let's-
wanted to not
Let's pick the
change.
best set of coins. We got the Victorian British.
Oh, for sure, the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, Holy Roman Empire. These coins actually don't look that different.
I was just thinking that I can't tell really a difference at just at first glance.
Oh, come on now, the Viking set. Look at the Viking set.
Yeah, it looks like the other sets.
Yeah, but it's Vikings, Sam, like
Oh.
every other game you like.
I think I like the Greek set the best. I like the silver. That's a real clean look. Although the
Got a
Viking
couple
set looks pretty good.
scimitars. Keep going.
What is that, Yggdrasil?
Look, now the coins are spinning. Ooh.
How did they get them to do that?
It's kind of an interesting
Magic.
thing. The stretch goal, plus one coin, all sets will have 6 instead of 5. That's kind of an interesting stretch goal. You're like,
They give
yes,
you more,
please.
They give you more coins. Yeah, okay.
Oh, now they're actually showing
Wait a minute.
the coins they took inspiration from, but they made their coins very pretty. Would you rather your coins be pretty, or would you rather them look?
I would rather
Weathered.
look.
I like the weathered look, I think.
These are a little too shiny, right?
It's a rendering. I mean, that's part of it. This is a 3D rendering of it.
Yeah.
But I'd like a little bit of that weathered look. I want it to look like money.
Tarnished. Like
Yeah, I
cities.
really. If these were the coins here, I think I'd be more excited because I'm looking at these coins, going, "Oh, those look really good."
Like that
Except,
coin looks fantastic there in the middle. Go back up. Yeah, that one in the middle there. I really like that one. Now the one below that, that's not a coin. I just hate to break it to them.
And then they have their old sets that they've done in the past. So this actually, now they're showing you actual coins, and again, they're super shiny.
The one game I've been wanting to bling out with coins is Five Tribes, actually. But it's a lot of coins, A, which means it's going to cost more than the game. And then I don't know what theme. I haven't really found a good theme that fits it.
Ottoman.
Maybe, you know, if it's got to have a little bit of that magic-y feel to it, too.
Middle Eastern.
But I like coins. Yeah, I like metal coins. They're just pricey Kickstarters. But this was almost my pick, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's all the different Kickstarter news for you. Let's jump to our contributors.
Hey folks, and welcome to another FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game that's currently seeking crowdfunding right now, and maybe I have a fear of missing out on it. Spoiler, I have a fear of missing out on this one. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Exodus Chronicles. Now this is probably where you thought I was going to tell you how the game plays. Well, I'm not going to do that for a few reasons this particular episode, because one, I just don't think I could do this game justice. The next thing is the Dice Tower's already done a live playthrough of this game, and I would suggest if you want an idea of how the game plays, go and check out that video. The last thing is, I just got done playing a 4-player game of this, and I wanted to capture the excitement, because I adore this game already. But when I first heard about the game, I wanted to know something, because this game is a successor to, well, successor is probably not the right word. This game is another game in the Exodus Proxima line of games. It's familiar. Those who have already played Proxima are going to feel right at home in this. But what I wanted to know is there a reason for this game? Would it replace Proxima? Where does this game fit? Happily, I know where this game is for me. It sits somewhere between Exodus Proxima, the revised edition, and TI4. TI4, wonderful game. And I'm going to give a shout out to Tom here, because during the live stream, he said that he liked this one better than TI4. Now, apologies to Tom, I'm not going to go quite that far. I like it as much as I like TI4 without the time sink. And that was really important for me, because if I'm going to play a big 4X game, and I want it to be epic and I don't care about time, well, I'm probably going to play TI4. But this game for me gave me all of those same feelings, those same desires that I feel during TI4 in this shorter time span. It's very streamlined, it's easy to pick up, you can learn a lot of it as you go. I really enjoyed the text in this game, and that's something important because this game has these asymmetrical factions, and each one plays differently, but you can play it however you want. By building those texts, you can decide how you want. There's a faction in the game that's very politically minded, but in reality, you could play them completely warlike if you want. I actually had the advantage of sitting and watching another group play the game so I could see how others play it, and I saw how they shaped those factions to their liking. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the battles with the Centaurians in the game, both in the space combat and the ground combat. And honestly, I love the ground combat. It's really streamlined. I love the new dice in the game. I know some have been critical of the artwork on the backer comments. I personally am going to completely disagree and buck that. I really dig the artwork in this game. I dig everything about this game. They've unlocked cooperative and solo mode, and I'm super excited to take that for a run. These ships feel epic. Everything feels epic in a shorter time span. So this is going to be my FOMO scores on the game. As you can tell, I really love this game. This will sit really comfortably on my shelf next to Proxima, next to TI4, next to Eclipse, and really fill a niche for me, but allow me to drag in some Proxima players to just easily get going. If this is a game that interests you, I recommend going and checking out their Kickstarter page. This one definitely gets a FOMO from me and an instant back. And if it interests you as well, go ahead and back it, and I look forward to seeing you folks next episode.
Hey party people, this is Jeremy from Jambalaya Plays Games, and I'm going to be showing you a prototype of Ocean Crisis by Shepherd's Kit Games. Sorry man, don't have a ton of energy tonight. But what this is a worker placement game. It's a cooperative worker placement game where players are taking the roles of kind of people who are trying to clean up and prevent this water from being filled with a whole bunch of trash, and this trash is our trash, and you know, and it's simulating that moving from different areas and into our ocean, and then eventually getting stuck in this vacuum and polluting the area. Now, what we're trying to do is prevent ourselves from getting the 6th garbage tile, and if you notice, they have numbers on them. And what we're doing each round is trying to get rid of those. We have to roll dice. But as you can see, we have different teams here for representing different players, and then we also have the neutral white ones right here. So what happens in a round? We actually add tiles each round, and that just depends on the difficulty you choose, and sometimes they're actually multiples, which really stinks. This game is not easy. It requires actual cooperation. And what you do is, let's say for instance, I'm going to roll a die according and add +1. So I have this tile here. It actually becomes lesser if you miss a roll. But I'm going to go ahead and roll this. I need to roll a 4. And I would take that 2 and then add how many workers I have in there. So that would be 3. That's not enough. I would flip that over. But let's say I got it. This would go away. The same thing can be done out here, and you really want to do it out here. But let's say I did get the roll. I would add this over here. And I'll tell you how that works in a second because that's important. But you also have this area in the middle, and the reason why you want to have people here in the middle, the neutral workers will always be there, is because you'll add these tiles. These are route tiles, and as you can see, I have some route tiles out here. They come in at random, and you're trying to build them to these little spots across the board, whether they're technology or upgrades. So for me, I have this recycle one right here that turns my 0s into a 5, and that would be once per turn. And you have a whole bunch here that add to your rolls over in the ocean. This one right here is a 1x multiplier. I'm not even going to address this thing. Look at this. What is this? This is the first player token. What is this guy? I don't know. Underwear, I don't even know. I'm just going to not even address that. Maybe he's a mascot. Maybe I'm making fun of somebody who has very significant to someone else's culture. I don't know. I'm sorry. But you can place this right here in between 2 areas and roll. So there's a lot of cool little cooperation opportunities there. So other things that you can do is build to these different areas, and these actually unleash technology. So for example, if I have this one flipped over, it's a purification system. As I add things each round, it will get rid of one of those tiles. I mentioned this before, but if I reach a certain threshold and unlock this thing, it's research from this area. So I'll actually unlock this tile, and then all the tiles types that have this right here will be reduced as they come out. So that's a pretty cool little thing. If I clean this tile right here, and there's a tile right here, I actually get rid of it. That's a pretty cool one too. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. I can get extra workers as well. And then there's this vacuum, which we'll touch on when we get out here. So when the round ends and we've done all our stuff and all the workers are off, each section will move over. So this entire 3 right here will move over. These 3 will move over. All 4 of these will move on here, and they will stuff this thing. And then I'll roll a 6-sided die, and I'll move it a certain amount of places. So let's say it's 2. 1, 2. And if anything lines up with these 2 spots right here, then I take those and they go off in the ocean. As you can see, ooh, that's not good. I lost the game, all right? And it can happen. But that's what you're trying to prevent. So that's why you really want to stay on these and cooperate. But if you get lucky in between rounds and this lands right here, this is a technology I unlocked, this actually sucks in one of those tiles here. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. You also see these meeples out here. The reason why they're out there, and they always have cute meeples in their game. They're full of them. They got turtles and stuff right here. I'm going to pull a couple out. They're really cute. They have these different little modules you can do. And if you hit certain rolls and do certain things, they give you benefits. They give you like little things to divert you. And the catastrophes even go one step deeper and show you different scenarios you have to deal with. I'm going to leave it right there. There's so much in these boxes. They do such a great job of educating, but also making fun games. That's Ocean Crisis by Shepherd's Kit. Wish I could talk about it more. Thank you for your time, party people. You go ahead and check this one out if you're on Kickstarter right now. Take care. See you next time.
Sister Meeple here, bringing you my 5 most anticipated games coming to Kickstarter in the next 2 weeks.
April 1st. In Botanists, players use Tetramino cards to purchase bundles of seeds to grow flowers to sell to florists. Players may choose to take a bonus action instead of taking seeds, but they risk ending up with withered flowers. Each botanist has unique powers in this appealing tile placement game. Also launching April 1st is Cleopatra and the Society of Architects. This game has been out of print and on my Grail list for a long time. As one of Cleopatra's architects, you are trying to contribute the most valuable parts to her new 3D palace without accumulating too much corruption from Sobek, the crocodile god. April 4th. In Papillon, you are a butterfly gardener carefully tending flowers to attract both caterpillars and butterflies to your garden. Draft tiles and build your floral tableau to attract the most butterflies, which you will then send out to these 3-dimensional flower bushes in the hopes of having the most butterflies there and being rewarded with nectar. April 9th. Dungeonology The Expedition is different from your usual kill all the monsters dungeon crawl. Instead, as a scholar exploring dangerous Italian dungeons, your goal is to catalog its inhabitants in order to complete your university thesis. Write the best thesis to be raised to the role of Dungeonology Professor. Also launching April 9th is Kingdom Rush Rift in Time, which is based on the popular tower defense app. In this cooperative game, you will be upgrading towers and fighting evil portals to defeat the mysterious Time Mage. Your unique hero will face ever more difficult challenges as the campaign progresses.
I will be changing things up a bit on my YouTube channel. Instead of creating an extended version of this segment, I will be covering each Kickstarter individually after it launches. Will they meet my expectations? Who knows? See you next time, and happy gaming!
All right, just a quick thing to talk about here. This is something I've noticed a few people do, and I was wondering what you guys thought about it.
Okay.
Is people who are so enamored with success on Kickstarter, or I don't know what the reasoning is exactly, but they only back things that are successful. There's 2 ways I've seen this. One is if they see that the project is not going to fund, they pull out.
Okay.
So that their record of backing things is unblemished.
Okay.
The other kind of person is the person who only backs projects that are already successful because they know it's going to get sent to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Both of these seem problematic to the Kickstarter thing in general. Like the second one, you don't actually help someone fund if you won't fund until they fund it.
Correct.
But I do this in real life with TV shows oftentimes. Like if there's a serial TV show, I'll say, well, I'll wait till there's a couple seasons before I watch it. But by not watching it,
You're not helping.
I'm not helping it get the second season done.
Right.
Correct. I don't know what it is that drives people to that sort of mentality. It's I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's the maybe they get nervous with uncertainty. Maybe they want to only back something that is so far over the funding goal that there is no question as to whether it's going to make it or not. So at that point, it's like you're buying something. You're not like gambling on something over the next 12 days or whatever till it closes.
Well, it's not really gambling anyway because you're not paying for it.
Right.
That's not
so
what I
but
mean.
that's
I mean
fun.
emotional gambling.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean like, ooh, this game looks great. I'm going to back it. But what if it never becomes a thing?
Yeah.
And now I looked at it and I like fell in love with it, and now it'll never become a thing. That's what I mean. And yes, I know I'm kind of exaggerating slightly with this emotional gambling thing, but maybe that's it. I don't care, right? If it looks cool, I have the money, I want it, I'll back it. If it never becomes a thing, there are other things. I've talked about this before. You will never play all the games. But maybe somebody doesn't want that disappointment. And so you don't back it until you're sure it will become a reality.
I don't really think there's anything wrong with that, per se. I mean...
Well, I mean, you're not helping get the thing made.
Yeah, but so?
Well, if you wanted it, then back it. And if it's missed by a few $1,000s...
So you're saying if I want a box of cereal, I need to find a Kickstarter for a box of cereal? I can't just walk in the store and buy a box of cereal?
Well, no, we're talking about something that is
I
not...
totally got lost in that analogy.
No, you're saying, at the beginning of your argument, you said it's like you're just buying something. You're no longer helping it fund.
Right.
Why is that a big deal? That's not a big deal. Why can't I treat Kickstarter like Amazon?
No, that's fine. I'm saying we're trying to figure out why we think some people do this.
Like, yeah, right. Why do people...
That half of it, of waiting until it funds, I don't see that that's a problem with it.
Because they're basic... Okay,
Well,
so
if
he's saying
something
they're
is
treating
like-
it like a store.
If everybody did it, I understand. But everybody doesn't do that.
That's a prisoner dilemma problem then. I mean, at that point, it's like, I'm not going to back it till it funds. You back it. And you go, well, no, I'm not going to back it till it funds.
Well, if you go into it with that mentality. If you go into it with that mentality of, I'm not going to put my money, I want everybody else to do that. But if you're just finding something that's already funded, okay, I'm going to go ahead and fund that.
Of course, but I'm saying if something is like hobbling towards fulfillment, and you're thinking it might not make it, I'm not going to back it. You should back it. You know what? It might make it. And you are probably part of the reason it will make it at that point, if you did back it.
I guess
My arguments are just solid today. I can feel Tom nodding in his head.
I guess I just have a different mentality with this all over the place because if something doesn't fund and I would like to have it, I don't care.
Well, that's exactly what we're saying. Some people, I think, don't back it because they feel like, I found the thing, it looks awesome, it's not funded yet, and then I back it and I get invested. And then I'm excited. And then I'm like looking forward to it. And I keep looking at it every day. And I see more pictures. And some guy did a preview and it looks amazing. If it doesn't fund, that hurts more than if I just don't invest emotionally, okay? And then when it funds, if it funds, then I get emotionally invested. And monetarily, obviously.
Okay, but what about the people who
Yeah,
pull
baby.
out of Kickstarters?
Oh, those are jerks. No, what are we talking about? I'm spent. My arguing is spent.
The ones
That half I don't agree with.
they're about the Kickstarter is not going to fund, so they pull out.
That's just kind of a dumb thing. I don't think I get I don't get the drive behind that.
It's so that you can look at your record and look all the things I backed have funded.
Okay,
I'm
that's just
sorry. That's like I don't get that at all.
that's so pretentious and I'm sorry, dumb. Why do you
I
worry about that?
understand the first thing. I really don't get why you wanted to not have things that didn't fund on there. Is there a reason for that? I really don't
I don't know.
Why is it important that all of the things that you've
I don't
backed
get it.
are funded? Why is that an important thing? I don't understand that at all.
Again, maybe it's the same thing. When you look at your track, you come across a game or whatever it may be, and you go, "Oh, that looks cool," but I never got it. Oh, it never funded. I'm never gonna get it. Again, that could be it.
So you don't want the reminder of
Yeah,
your
the
failures?
reminder.
You didn't fail if the project doesn't fund. You don't fail.
No, you were excited about something and it failed. And you are reminded every time you go down that list, of something you would have liked. Again, I'm talking about extreme cases of materialism here, okay? People really want stuff, and you look at it and you go, I want that thing, and if I don't get it, I'm going to be upset and reminded of it by being on the list every time I look at the list.
Psychology with Z Garcia.
It's tight.
I mean, I have to caveat, I've backed exactly one project.
Why are we speaking to him right
Okay.
now?
Wait, you only backed one project ever?
Yes, one
Roy,
project
get
ever.
in here,
I'm
please.
trying to. Was it the Dice Tower?
No.
Oh.
You haven't backed the
Not even-
Dice Tower?
I think Roy might be the only person in this room who's actually backed the Dice
Oh, what
Tower.
about the very first Dice Tower when it was just me?
I
Not
backed
even
it.
then?
I backed
He
it.
backed it?
No.
Yeah, that's my friend.
I don't back Kickstarters.
What
more
is the one
often
you
than
backed?
not.
Was it Zombicide?
No.
Was it Command?
No.
Tsukiyumi?
No.
I'll tell you later what he backed.
Oh, we can't
Just
say it on
say
there?
it now.
It's something of yours.
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, never mind. I was going to make him feel good about himself. I really don't know what it was. Anyway,
Oh,
are
it
we
wasn't
done?
nothing personal.
No.
Oh,
That's what he
okay.
was just talking
That's what I
about.
thought it was. That wasn't it?
No.
Oh, you're an animal. You're a monster.
Okay, we're going way off topic here.
Commissioned. That's the only one I've ever
Oh,
bought.
commission.
that's
Okay.
right.
That's the only one.
Well, let's jump over to Jamie. Talk about something that's actually means something.
This is Jamie from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about some recommendations I have for the final week of your Kickstarter project. A lot of these are geared around ways to prepare your project page for maximum impact in the final week. Just a few quick tips here. The first is if you have paid advertising for your project, probably on Board Game Geek, maybe on Facebook and other places, update those ads so that they emphasize the urgency. Maybe they'll say like final 48 hours, final 72 hours, final week, and mention the number of stretch goals that you've unlocked. That can be a powerful thing to get people who maybe ignore the project up front. Suddenly they see that you have 10, 20 stretch goals unlocked, and they're like, I want to check it out. I want to see what all the additional stuff is. As part of that stretch goal thing, tied to the project page, I'd recommend that you look at your project page from the vantage point of someone who is either discovering it for the first time or who is rediscovering it for the first time. Maybe they clicked the Remind Me button to give them a reminder at the final 48-hour point. And part of that is enhancing the main project image and the What's in the Box image with the stretch goal content. So these images should no longer be what they were at the beginning of the project. If you've added new stretch goals and new components and new parts to the game, they should be featured in some way on those images. That's my recommendation. That's what I tried to do on my projects. I recommend being, especially in the final week, being very clear about the pledge manager system that you're going to use after the project. If you're just going to use the plain old Kickstarter survey system, that's what I did on my projects, that's perfectly fine. Make sure backers know that they can't just upgrade their pledge after the project is over, that there won't be a pledge manager. Maybe you have a pledge manager where they can pledge for $1 and do whatever they want after the project ends at the same prices. Mention that too. But whatever your system is, there are some things in between there too. Be very clear about it so existing backers know what they need to do, or new backers, what they need to do to get all the stuff they want and when they need to make the pledges to make that happen. As another part of that, I recommend sending out messages to each of your lower tier backer cores. So if you have like a $1 reward, a $50 reward, a $60 reward, and then a $100 reward, you don't need to message the $100 backers, but you can send messages, mass messages, to each of the other reward levels to remind them that the project is ending soon and that if they want to upgrade, now is the time to do so. Don't be pushy about it, just be grateful for their pledge and say, you know, if you want to upgrade, now's the time to do it. What else here? Oh, of course, be available and responsive. This is something for the entire project, but especially for the final week, the final 48 hours, the final day, the final hour. These are times that you need to be on the clock, that you are on your project, that you're there live to answer questions and comments and messages right away. And last, when it comes down to the final few minutes, you want to be prepared to update your project page for how it's going to look when the project is over, because you can't edit most elements of the project page after the project ends. You can edit the image and a link in the upper right, but the body text of the page you cannot edit at all. So if there's anything that you want to put on those project pages, go back and I would recommend actually looking at my projects like Scythe, Tuscany, look at them and look at like the top few lines, because I say some things in those lines that are clearly put there at the very end of the project for me knowing that I won't be able to edit them later. They're things that, because people will continue to discover your project even after it ends, and you need to help them go to where they need to go to still get the game later. Yeah, those are my recommendations. There's a lot more stuff on my blog under like the last week. So look at the Kickstarter Lessons blog under last week and ask me any questions you want. I'm happy to answer them there. Thanks.
Woo!
Hey!
Yeah, baby!
Hey, thanks so much for watching the show. If you thought any of these crowdfunding projects were interesting, back them. As always, I guess we need to start saying this in every show. We are only talking about projects ending in the next 14 days or less. So if there's a big project and you say, why didn't they talk about that? Come back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And we won't talk about it then either. But
Oh, we will. We're likely to.
alrighty, we'll see you guys again. We're doing live tomorrow morning, board game breakfast, and tomorrow, top 10 games that keep getting better.
Ooh.
So we'll see y'all then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side, folks. Take care.